Okay, so today you're gonna need a strap or a scarf or a tie or some sort of thing that we'll use to do a little hamstring stuff when we start. I'm gonna do a lot of side body sort of extension stuff and kind of work our way down into the outer hips. For setting intention today, um, I've been talking for weeks about being with what is and being present. Months, really, years, eons of the practice of yoga have all been talking about that, but really specifically using those words has been very present in our talks here. And part of that is coming from a lot of work that I've been doing in like learning how to grieve personally. And I was just thinking the other day about with grief, we have like those stages that we go through. And one of the early stages is denial. It's denying that we are one of many. I mean, you can like, there's like a buffet table of denial that you can pick from, right? Like, this isn't happening, or this thing isn't impacting me, or no, I'm not feeling this, I'm feeling this. You know, like we have all of those sorts of different responses to it. And when we are in denial, we can't really like move on towards like coming through grief, right? Like it's like you're walking through bushes and you get snagged by something, like we're still kind of caught there. The opposite of the denial is the recognition of what we're experiencing. Like I'm kind of also like grieving my like 25-year-old body. I don't really want to be 25 again, but like that body that slept easily and was, you know, just seemed to operate better, like I kind of miss it. But the reality is I'm not 25 anymore. Like I'll be 34 in a couple of days. Like this, I'm in a different experience, right? I think we all can like identify with at least that, you know, significantly less you know, like sap kind of thought about grief, but it comes in all sorts of ways in our lives. And we move through it by being more present, by moving past that denial stage. So let's start moving through some things. We're going to start with index finger and thumb together. Oh, by the way, we discovered kind of on accident that it's kind of cool if you want to unmute yourself to Om. If you don't, it's totally fine. But it's like, okay, cool. Like we're a little bit more together. So totally your call. Index finger and thumb together. Go to the center of your forehead. Brush outwards towards your temples a few times. And then going from the sides of your nose out to your temples, on your cheekbones. From your temples down to your chin, on your jawline. And then from the sides of your nose down to your chin, on your laugh line. And massaging the space underneath and behind your ears where there's a bony spot, and lifting up from that bony spot. From here, take a nice big breath in, and then rest your hands down in your lap. Try to keep that lift upwards from right behind your ears. And start to develop a rhythm, a cadence to your breath that is long, that is deliberate, that is helping you to be more present in what's going on in this moment, in this body. We'll let the breath guide much of our movement as we go through practice, and always choosing to speed up or slow down as you need, or insert extra breaths as you need in order to be very present and mindful of your own body and your own energy levels. And then next time you take a really full breath in, exhale big through your mouth. And again, like that. For 3 Oms. And we're gonna come on down onto our back. So grab your strap and bring it with you. We'll start off without it, but you'll need it while we're down there. Start to extend your body out long on the floor so that you've got space you'll wiggle into. Hi, thank you. Okay. Less of the face lickies. Thank you. I know. This is very nice to make out. Okay, and then your arms and your legs are about mat width apart, or you could think of like just a little wider than your hips and just a little wider than your shoulders. Take a nice big breath in, feel yourself fill up, and then as you exhale, you kind of deflate. And do that again. Big breath in, fill up. Exhale, let it go. And take your right ankle over onto your left ankle and your right hand over towards your left hand. Hold on to the right wrist and give a little pull with your left. And as you relax your right hip in the direction of the floor, you're also going to take your belly button and you're going to feel it kind of scooch over towards the right about an inch or so, and then draw it downwards towards your spine. So you're engaging this side of your abs a bit more. 2 more breaths. Soften your inner right shoulder. And then uncross your arms and your legs. And then you'll come out back out to that X shape. And then your left ankle goes over on top of your right. With the left arm over. Hold the wrist, soften the inner shoulder. And then you drop your left hip down and then wrap your belly button an inch or so over towards the left and then down and in towards your spine. And by the way, your belly button doesn't actually move, right? You're having an intention to activate it in that way. Breathing in, breathing out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. And unwind yourself back into that X. 1 more inhale, fill yourself up. Exhale, let it all go. And then you're going to find your strap. And you're going to take your legs in. We're going to go straight leg to start off with. So the strap goes around the bottom of your right foot. Wrap up your hands around the strap and then extend the leg as long as possible. So one thing that most of us do not do in most of our lives is we do not fully extend the leg. Like that is straight for most of us. But if you fully extend that leg, if you open up the back of this knee joint, there's a little muscle that's right on the inside of your quadriceps here, right above the knee. That thing fires up. So you want to fire that up. And then you want to get back to your breath and take 3 more deep, full inhales and exhales. When you finish that exhale, then go ahead and relax the leg a little bit more. If you want to slide your left leg further away, you can. And then if you have any more space to start bringing the leg in closer to your body, you can explore whatever space is available to you. It doesn't have to get to any place. You want to feel a stretch and not something traumatic in the body. 1 more breath in. Breathe out. And then you're going to take both ends of the strap into your left hand. Now, if you haven't already moved your left leg further away from you, I'd like you to do that so you have a little bit of space in between. Right hand is at your right hip. You're going to lead with the right heel going over towards the left side. And I'm not crossing a lot, but I want to open up the outer line of the thigh. Sometimes a slightly bent leg gets it more than a straight leg does. And I got to be honest, I feel it more if I move the leg further down away from my face. One more exhale. Relax the leg and unwind your strap, and we'll wrap up on the other side. So taking the strap around the bottom of your left heel, wrap the hands and make the left leg as straight as possible. And you might need to take little breaks if you're not used to using that muscle and it starts to inhibit your ability to breathe. And that's just what you do. You take a little break, get back to the breath. 3 more breaths. And relax the leg. You might slide the right leg out a little bit or a lot, and then the left leg starts to come back in towards you. And the more you slide your right leg away, the more it's going to be difficult to draw this leg in. You get to choose what seems more important to you. Take a breath in. Soften something as you exhale. Breathe in. Soften as you exhale. And relax it. Take both ends of the strap into your right hand. Left hand at the left hip. Starting with the left heel, move the leg over towards the right. And if you might have to, adjust the leg a little bit to find that sweet spot you're looking for. That outer thigh release. Breathing in. Breathing out. And come back to center. You're going to release the strap from your legs, set it off to your side, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. You're going to rock yourself up, roll yourself over, and come into your table pose. Setting up on your hands and knees, and take your right hand a little more than a handprint forward. Take your right leg back, toes on the ground, and you're going to take some shifts where you start to rock back and forth. You're going to start working into your foot and into your calf. Breathing in. Breathing out. Then cross the right leg over towards the left. And you're going to push down into your right hand. Feel your hip press out to the side. Big exhale. And take the right knee down, the right hand back. And then the left hand goes a bit forward. The left toes slide back on the floor. And you start to rock forward and back, working out the foot and the calf and the ankle and the toes. One more exhale, and then slide your foot over towards the right, push your left hip out, push into the left hand, try to relax the back of your neck. One more breath out. Bring the hand down, the hand back in. You're going to take your hands, shake them out, flick water off of your fingers. And really make sure there's enough blood and energy in the hands to support you. And then we're going to press up and back in a downward facing dog. So relaxing your heels down, feeling your hips reaching up behind you. Do that little dance that you do in down dog to help all the cobwebs start to shake off. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then coming forward into the top of your plank, where you walk your legs back a little bit more than you might usually, and then come up to your tiptoes. And then you might lower your knees first, but keep your heart forward, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes, slither forward into cobra pose. Feel your heart opening. Don't worry about getting up high. Think of the heart reaching forward. On your exhale, soften down. And then curl your toes, lift your belly and your hips, and then push yourself up. And back in a downward facing dog. Relax your head. Relax your heels. Inhale, reach your right leg up, look forward, step the right foot outside of your right hand. Lower your left knee down and start to walk your hands forward. You're leaving the right knee above the right ankle and extending your spine. I would recommend pushing down a little bit into your right foot. It's going to help your hips to not swing out to the side quite so much. Breathing out. And walk your hands back in. You're going to slide your right foot back a little bit, and you're going to sit down on your left hip. back a little bit. And you're gonna roll over to sitting on your hip. Like to probably have to move this foot. It'll be like so. And try not to sit back in your hip. You want to lift up and forward in your hip. Okay. So we'll be here for, yep, so you're lifting this hip up so you're really stretching out this outer side. Just one more round of breath. And then keep sliding that leg back, come all the way down onto your belly. You're gonna have to adjust a little bit. Roll your shoulders open, inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower, curl the toes, lift your hips, push yourself up, and then push yourself all the way back up into downward facing dog. Strong armpits into your hands. Feel your hips lifting up and off of your rib cage. Big exhale. And then the left leg lifts up, look forward, step it up to the outside of your hand, or make extra scooches, drop your right knee down. And then you'll walk your hands forward and you want to try to move your lower body as little as possible. Pressing the left foot down gently and then releasing the upper body out and forward. Take a little survey of places you might be unnecessarily holding tensions, and then maybe don't do that so much. Exhale. Walk your hands back, wiggle that foot back, and then you're gonna turn down onto your hips. I have to adjust this foot a little bit. You wanna, instead of rolling back, you wanna lift these hips up and forward. You can rest the side ribs down. One more exhale. Slide the leg back, roll over down onto your belly, tuck your hands in by your ribs, inhaling into cobra pose. Exhale, lowering down, lift your hips, maybe lift your knees to push yourself up to plank, and then pressing back into downward facing dog. And of course, I'll go through many variations, getting a little bit spicier as we go, and you choose your own intensity with all of this stuff. One more exhale. Look forward and step your feet up to the front of your mat. Find a forward fold. Try to relax the back of your neck. And roll your shoulders back. Send the tailbone back. Reach the heart forward. The heart is the half that we're lifting in a halfway lift. On your exhale, fold back down again. You can soften your knees. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach your arms up. And bring your hands down into your heart. If you are in the practice of using yoga blocks at any point and you wanted to have them by the front of your mat, but we'll go into half moon in this flow. And then if you find it difficult to get down to the ground with a straight standing leg, you always bend that standing leg. Don't struggle too much with it any more than is necessary. Before we move into our flow though, I'm going to take your left leg back behind your right leg and try not to have this hip drop back. You want to instead send it a little bit forward. Reach your arms up, hold your left wrist, push into the back foot, the left foot, as you hop your hips to the left and reach out to the right. Big exhale. Inhale back to the center, release your arms, exhale, forward fold. Try to bring your hands over towards the right. Maybe push down a little bit more into your back foot, your left foot. Exhale. And coming back to the center. I'm going to try to bend your knees and roll up. This is weird. Oh gosh. It's hard to have a relaxed spine doing something so odd. So just kind of like see what goes with it, yeah? So right leg back behind your left. Reach up, hold your right wrist. And you're going to try to get both hips facing forward. Lean the hips a little bit to the right. Pull out with the right arm. Push down into the right foot. Big exhale. Inhale back to the center. Release the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Try to bring your hands over towards the left side. And that might mean that you're holding onto your legs and not onto the floor. Or maybe you grab those blocks or stacks of Tolkien novels. stacks of the Star Wars sagas. I felt like I was back in church as a kid. I said also with you all day long, and also with you. Come back to the center. May the fourth be with you. Bend the knees. Release your spine as much as you can as you roll all the way up. And then now that you're up there, you can leave all of that awkwardness behind. Go ahead and step your feet down and forward. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left leg back. You're gonna reach the arms up, interlace your fingers, leave the index finger pointing up. Get a little taller, inhale. Exhale, side bend to your right. Now lift your inner thighs, it's gonna help you to keep the hips even, although it won't be perfect probably, unless you are perfect, good job. Inhale, come back to the center. If you aren't perfect, also good job, because that's, much more human to not be perfect. Now you're gonna do a little side bend over towards the left. This one's harder because the tendency is to do this, right? If you lift your inner thighs, that will help to keep things stable. On your next inhale, come back to the center. You're gonna plant your hands and step back into plank pose. And you can always have your knees down, and you can always lower onto your belly, but try to leave your heart forward. We're gonna go halfway down here into chaturanga. And you can go to your belly and go to cobra or into upward facing dog. And then you're gonna lift your belly, plank pose. Or maybe you just press and wiggle your way back in a downward facing dog. Feel your hips being pressed up to lengthen your spine. Release your heels. Inhale, right leg lifts. Look forward, right foot steps up to the front of your mat. You're gonna pivot the back heel down and come into warrior two. So lift yourself up and then use your exhale to relax yourself down. Take your left hand down, you're gonna reach the heart up towards your right arm and keep pulling this thigh bone back. So we're gonna reach up through this side and use all of this length to come forward into side angle. Think of pushing into the back foot here because we really want to open up that side body and outer hip space. Inhale, lift up, straighten the front leg. We're going to exhale, tilting the hips, come forward into triangle, creating that side lengthening again. So take an inhale here, feel that top side open up. Exhale, you might bring your hand to your hip. As you bend into your knee, you're going to look forward. You might have a block that you'll use. We're going to come up onto the right leg. And then you probably guessed this. We're going to have the arm reaching up and forward. I'm looking at the floor because it's a lot more steady. There's no leaves rustling on my window this way. I'm going to come into a forward fold when you're ready. Notice I kind of like just let myself soften down here. You had all of that reaching. We'll allow some softening. Inhale, halfway up. Folding as you exhale. All the way up. Inhale. Lift the ribs up and away from the hips. Let's go straight into a forward fold. Exhale. Halfway up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands down. Right leg goes back. So we'll stay with the heel up. Lift the arms. Interlace your fingers. Lift the inner thighs, side bend up and over towards the left side. So the opposition tends to be easier. Your mileage may vary. Definitely lift those inner thighs coming up and over towards the other side so you don't spread your hips out. Oh my gosh. Come back to the center. And exhale, plant the hands, step back. You can always go straight to down dog. Maybe you take a break in child's pose or you move down halfway or all the way to the floor. Finding your heart opening and then lifting the hips, rolling up and back into downward dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Your left leg lifts up. Look forward. Bend your knees. Bring that left foot forward. Right heel down, warrior two. Broaden your collarbones. Release your tailbone down. On your next inhale, peaceful warrior. So you're making an offering upwards of your heart. Start to feel that left thigh bone pulling towards the back foot. Keep all of this length on this side as you reach forward, and then we'll create length on the other side in side angle. Notice my booty didn't get much closer to you. It's still underneath me, thigh bone wrapping towards the back foot. Push into that back foot. Start to lift yourself up. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, tilt the hips, reach forward into triangle. Inhale, reach that arm up and over. And relax your low ribs in so that you're not putting a back bend into a place where it does not behoove you to back bend. You want to lengthen all the way through here, not shorten it by tilting back, yeah? And it's easier to make the transition if you bring the arm in. You can take as many hops as you want to come up into half moon. You can always bend the standing leg a little bit, trying to make the top leg active, and try not to have your ribs facing down as you reach this arm up and over, right? I'm trying to more or less stack my ribs or get close to that idea. And then forward fold, exhale. Relax the neck. Inhaling halfway up. Fold, exhale, soften. All the way up, breathe in. Hands at your heart, breathe out. We're going to start to build up that flow, taking a couple of repetitions. I'm going to cue through the chaturanga transition. You take a modification, you skip them, you run around the room for 5 seconds, I don't know, whatever you need to do, okay? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Left hand steps back, exhale. All the way up, inhale, interlace the fingers. Exhale, up and over towards the right. Inhale, up to the center. Lift inner thighs, exhale, up and over towards the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands plant, step back. Plank pose, inhale, feel the heart going forward. Exhale, heart leads you down. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, push everything up and back, downward dog. Stay there for a full round of breath. Release those heels in your head. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel down, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, settle into it. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, reach forward, side angle. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, belly in, push into the back foot. Inhale, lift up, straighten your legs. Exhale, shift the hips, reach forward. Inhale, the arm reaches over. Exhale, look down. You're going to transition up into half moon. I'm needing to lift myself out here. And then take the arm up and over. And just exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Fold, exhale, soften. Inhale all the way up. Right down into a fold, exhale. Inhale, lift the heart forward. Exhale, hands plant, right leg steps back. High lunge, inhale. Interlace fingers. Up and over to the left, exhale. Inhale up to the center, get taller. Lift inner thighs, exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands plant, step back. Inhale here, heart goes forward. Exhale, heart leads you down. Inhale, heart leads you forward. Exhale, press the hips up and back. Big breath in. Big breath out. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Left leg steps forward, breathe out. Back heel down, warrior two, inhale. Exhale, settle. Peaceful warrior, breathe in, lift up. Reach forward, exhale. Right arm up and over, breathe in. Push the back foot firmly, breathe out. Inhale, come up, straighten the leg. Exhale, shift the hips, reach forward. Inhale, right arm lifts up and over. Look down, exhale, Make your transition into half moon. Reaching that arm up and over your head. Take a breath in. On your exhale, forward fold, relax your head. Heart lifts up, inhale. Everything softens down, exhale. All the way up, breathe in. Hands at your heart for a moment. Stay here, breathe in. Stay here, breathe out. Let's go again. Inhale, lift it up. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, left halfway. Hands plant, exhale, left leg steps back. Lift it up, inhale, high lunge, interlace fingers. Exhale, up and over to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, up and over to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Go straight to downward dog or move through on your exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, lifting forward. Exhale, lifting up and back. Full round of breath. Strong armpits into your hands. The inhale reaches the right leg up. Look forward, right foot to the front. Exhale. Warrior two, breathe in. Settle in, breathe out. Inhale, peaceful. Reach, exhale, side angle. Top arm extends, breathe in. Back leg presses firmly, breathe out. Inhale, lift up, straighten your leg. Shift the hips, exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale, make your transition. See if you can move through the inhale to extend this top arm. And then come down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale. All the way down again, exhale. Halfway up, breathe in. Down with the hands, step the right leg back. High lunge, inhale. Interlace fingers up and over to the left, exhale. Up through the center, breathe in. Up and over to the right, breathe out. Inhale, center. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Take a rest, take a vinyasa, take downward dog, you choose. Stop and forward, press it back. Kneading in down dog. Back this exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step forward. Exhale. Warrior two. Pivot the back heel, come up. Exhale, relax. Inhale, peaceful. Reach forward, exhale, side angle. Top arm up and over. Inhale, extend that upper part. Exhale, extend down into that bottom part. Inhale, lift up, straighten your leg. Exhale, shift those hips so you can come forward with a nice long spine. Inhale, make that side of the spine even longer. Exhale, look down. Find half moon. Try to come up and over. Maybe it's one inhale, maybe you add some in because you get to do that. On your exhale, you will find forward fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale all the way up. Let's stay here. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. We'll go through just one more time. Inhale, lift. Fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands down, left leg goes back. Arms up, inhale, interlace them. Exhale, up and over towards the right. Inhale to the center. Up and over to the left, exhale. Inhale to the center. Plant the hands, step back. I'll meet you in downward dog, or you can come forward into plank. Exhale, heart leads forward. Inhale, heart presses forward into your back bend, whatever you've chosen. Exhale, downward dog. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. Right leg lifts, breathe in. Look forward, right foot steps up. Pivot the back heel down, warrior two. Settle on your exhale. Peaceful warrior Lift that heart up. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reach the upper part. Exhale, extend that bottom part. Inhale, come up, straighten the leg. Lift the hips, exhale, come forward. Inhale, arm lifts up and over. Exhale, find that transition. Inhale, open it up and reach that top side out long. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, soften down. All the way up, inhale. We'll go straight through, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands down, right leg goes back. Inhale, all the way up. Up and over, side bend to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, up and over, towards the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands plant down, step back, plank pose. Inhale, heart lifts up and forward. Exhale, halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay there as you breathe in. Stay there as you breathe out. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel down, warrior two, inhale. Exhale, soften. Peaceful warrior, lift up. Side angle, reach out and forward. Inhale, extend that side of the shoulder. Exhale, push down through the foot, feel the side of the hip. Inhale, lift up, straight legs. Exhale, come forward, triangle. Inhale, extend that top side. Look down, make a transition up into half moon. Extend that arm up and over, and then release everything forward. Oh my gosh. Bobble your head. Bounce things if you want to bounce things. Now bend more into your right leg. Take your left arm up. This hip gets kind of sassy there. This leg is straighter. It could be a little bit bent. And then release it. Switch sides. And your left leg more than your right. That right hip, the thigh bone pushes to the outside of the hip. Exhale. Release down. Wiggle your feet out wider. We're going to find the right width of the feet, which means you might need to wiggle further, coming into a squat. Okay, your upper butt, right up here where you think it is, your gluteus medius, we're going to release that down away from your rib cage. So you're allowing the hips to give into gravity a little bit here, allowing the muscles and the tissues on the hips to release into gravity. Exhale. And then all the way down. And then you're going to take your feet together, your knees out wide, and then come forward into Baddha Konasana. Again, thinking of that upper butt or of your like your low back space, like your kidney area. You're going to release that, but this time you're going to release it sideways. They're not actually going to start moving to the side, but there's an energetic shift that can really help with folds. Breathing in, breathing out, and then come on up. Okay, you're gonna have to shift on your mat space so that you are coming out kind of wide like I am, and I'm not gonna mirror you. I could, but then you're just gonna know that you're gonna move in a mirroring me way and not in the words I'm using kind of way. Okay, cool. We're all on board. Good work, team. You're gonna take your left leg in, so you're gonna leave the right leg out, and then you're gonna reach up and over through this left side. Exhale. And then come on up. You're gonna plant this hand down. You're gonna lift your hips up and forward, finding this stargazer place. On an exhale, go ahead and release your hips back down. You're gonna open this left leg again, and we're gonna take that side bend again. My toes are lifted, I'm a little more active. Now, actively release this left hip downwards towards the floor again. Big exhale. Then you're gonna lift up. Now you're gonna look over towards your right leg. It's a little bit awkward. You're just gonna come onto that knee, slide your leg back behind you, finding pigeon. Not a long pigeon. Enough for you to release your right hip back. It's probably gonna feel more satisfying on the left side because we'll have released that side body a little bit more at that point, although you've done a lot already. Then you're gonna plant the hands down, curl the left leg under, take that right leg up and over. This time, bend into the knee, open up the hip, and really push strong into both hands. So you shouldn't feel a lot of that shortening that often comes on the left side because you just open it up so much. And then drop the foot down. Stay in down dog, take a break from down dog, or choose to go through their Vinyasa, chaturangas sequence. Always get to cherry pick those. I do almost all of them, but that doesn't mean that you should, or that honestly probably even that I should sometimes. Big exhale. And then release your knees down. And then you can probably face the other way or face the same way and know that you're just gonna go to the other side of your body. So, like that. Fancy yoga transitions, wide legs. Yeah. So you're gonna take your right leg in to start. And then come up and over towards left. This time my leg is softer. One more breath out. Oh. And then coming up, hand down, hips up, heart reaches up. Ta-da! Exhale, hips come down. Legs extend out. I'm gonna keep my toes kind of more lifted here. And then the right arm comes up and open. Actively releasing that hip down, so giving more attention to it. On your inhale, come on up. You're gonna shift. So I bend into that knee faces out to the side. I come up onto the pigeon. Fairly brief visit. Oh, it is more satisfying. You kind of feel it, like you don't have as much shortness there. It's easier to release the thigh bone back. And then curl the right toes under, left leg comes up. You're going to lift it up and back, press strong into both arms. But sometimes there's like that short space on your right side here. Can you lengthen that side? And then set the foot down. Stay here, come to child's pose or move through. Again, to plank pose, chaturanga, exhale. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, that's not Urdhva Dhanurasana. Oh my gosh, don't ever speak Sanskrit anymore. Come back to down dog. Urdhva Dhanurasana is a completely different place. It's like that weird back bendy thing that looks like it's out of a horror movie. Big exhale wherever you're at. And then you're gonna come down to your knees. We're gonna go out wide legs again. We're not doing any more of that super funky business, but we're gonna come out here. We're actually gonna come forward into a fold. Oh goodness. I'm warm. This was not happening other days this week. Oh, go to wherever it feels good to you. I'm just gonna abandon you here for a couple breaths. Oh. Lower back is doing that releasing wide thing, right? Oh, goodness. Breathing out. And start to wiggle yourself back. Now you can face forward on your mat to do these. You don't have to have your legs extended out to the side. It won't be as facially relevant at this point, I guess. Take your, I'll mirror you again. Take your left leg up, cross it over, and your left arm in close. Hold your thigh. Lift your right toes, lift up tall, and then you're gonna twist over towards the left side, giving a little pull of this thigh bone across. And you're gonna relax your belly so that the right ribs might get closer to your left thigh. Exhale. Release your twist. release your leg. Wrap up for the other side. So right leg up and over onto hips. Lift your left toes, hug the thigh. You're drawing it into center line. Arm is down, spine is straight up and tall. Lift your ears. Exhale, soften your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. Big breath out. And release your twist. Unwind your leg. We're going to come into cow face pose. If you need to grab something to elevate your hips, maybe a small pillow, rolled up towel, a couch cushion, a block, stack of Star Wars memorabilia. I don't know what's going to work for you. You're going to come up on your hands and knees. Cross your left leg behind your right leg. Separate your feet. Sit back. I like coming in from that direction because it puts my knees together and then they are more likely to stay together. If you've got fancy arm business you wanted to do, you could. I'm actually going to suggest just bringing the hands here and trying to soften the breath and to not resist the intensity in your hips. Now, if it's too intense, if you need to move, move. If you need to go grab something to sit on, even though you didn't to start off with, do that. Don't torture yourself. But when you use this as an exercise in not denying a difficult circumstance, unless like this is your favorite pose ever, which I've come to really love it, but I still don't love being in it necessarily. Oh, yep, that vocal cue is accurate. Notice if you're curling in your lower back. See if you can try to sit up a little bit taller, and also soften your lower ribs down. So we're avoiding like crazy back bends as a response, like going too far in the other direction. Breathing in. Breathing out. And go ahead and unwind your legs. Oh my goodness. And you're gonna wrap up on the other side. So you're gonna come forward. This time you're gonna, what was that? Oh, okay. You're gonna take your right leg behind this time. Like, shoot, I don't remember. Come back. Oh yeah, this is definitely the other one. I'm not sitting on my foot. I know it gets in really close, but don't sit on your heel. Welcome to do whatever you like. You can even fold forward if you really wanted to. You can do the fancy arm business, but I'm gonna say just try to be here. Even without the fancy business, it can be really difficult to breathe and just kind of be in this body position. And I love that part of this practice is learning to breathe in uncomfortable and difficult moments, because the ones on our mat, I don't know about you, but I far prefer the difficult circumstances on my mat to the difficult circumstances that happen like out in the world. Practicing that skill, taking it with us, being able to be present even in a difficult circumstance. One more exhale. And start to unwind your legs. You're going to come down onto your back. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Reach your arms back behind you. Flex your toes. Drop your knees over towards the left. Hold on to your hand. Reach the right knee away from you. And then gently draw the belly button upwards towards the spine. We can also think of your hip bone reaching upwards towards your belly button. So get a little bit more active opening here. It also kind of gets into the belly of the quads, so right into that center space. Big breath in. Soften your inner shoulders as you exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Knees up to the center. Take them over to the other side. Toes are drawn up towards your shins, and release the inner shoulders to pull those elbows out. And then you're going to reach the knee away as the hip bone and the belly button both draw upwards, up and in towards the spine. Can you still find your breath? One more full inhale and exhale. Come back to the center, release your arms, pull your knees up into your chest, give yourself a little hug. Rock those legs out side to side. Massaging your lower back for a moment. Roll your knees over to one side, you pick. It doesn't matter. Release the opposite shoulders, soften your belly. One more breath out. And then bring your knees up. Roll over towards the other side. Wiggle maybe your shoulders more open, soften your belly. Start to settle into your exhales. Take another full round of breath. And come back and settle your feet down onto the floor. Extend your legs out, snuggle your arms down by your sides. Examine this Shavasana for a moment. Decide if it's right for you. You can take a seated meditation. You could do legs bent to constructive rest. You can make up whatever the hell you want. I recommend being as soft with yourself as possible. Go ahead and settle into this beautiful period of rest and release. Start to come back to your body. Tuning in to the sensations that come up, noticing where your headspace is at. Practice keeping this softness with you so that it is even more familiar to return to it when you need it. If you'd like to take a good morning stretch or just move around a little bit, feel free. When you're ready, roll yourself over to one side. Draw yourself inwards in a moment of gratitude for doing this good work and taking care of your body, taking care of your head, your breath. Maybe you just wanted to listen to the music for a while. Eventually coming up to your own version of a comfortable seat. Hands together at your heart. We're going to release one Om to finish us off. Inhaling. Ah. Bowing down to the love inside of our hearts, the light and the darkness within all of us. Namaste. Have wonderful days, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I think you've all got the links and the info for if you're able to throw anything out, PayPal or whatever for class. I appreciate it. It helps me keep setting aside the time to do this because it's good stuff to do with time. Let me know if you have questions or thoughts about anything. Always requests, etc. Thanks, Kate. Take care. Have a good day.